Well,
I'm ready to fucking go, brother.
the stream is live,
Oh shit.
but we are.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
I just started it,
Okay.
but my game is updating. So we're
Oh
gonna be
man,
on the starting soon screen just for a little bit
this is
longer.
gonna be a really exciting stream.
Yeah, yeah. I realized that I have only been playing on my phone, so I was not ready for to launch up the game on my computer. And then I booted up and it's like, oh, you have to update the launcher. And I was like, shit, it's 5 minutes before the stream's going to start.
Oops.
So it is not quite, it's verifying resources. So it should be done relatively soon.
Can you pop up a thing for Discord?
Uh, I will once the game is running and it allows me to. Because it's still on the launcher at the moment. So
Suppose that's acceptable. How are you today, Treevoid?
not bad. How are you?
Today's been a wild day.
Yeah, it seems like it. You came just on time. I mean, actually, you were early because I wasn't ready either. So
Wow. Yeah, stuff's happening at work. It's a whole thing. Then again, people don't know where I work or really what I do. It's one of the many mysteries of my life.
you're like a spy, right?
Yeah, exactly. For the government.
Yes.
I spy on people who want to take away our flag and our eagle and our freedom.
Okay.
So one of our employees decided not to come into work today. And our attendance policy has us working on kind of like a point system. The
Yeah.
more you don't show up,
I'm not on the Asia server. Come on.
the consequences get a little more severe until eventually they just let you go. And if you don't show up, also you don't bother to tell anyone that you're not going to show up. It accelerates. It skips steps.
Yep.
And someone who was they were getting a little close to being let go. They decided to do that today. So it's like, okay. But then when we finally got in contact with them, they got very upset that we weren't concerned about their well-being because they were in the hospital and all this. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
They almost died, Lion, and you're gonna
It's like,
fire
and
them?
you couldn't send us a text message to say like, hey, by the way,
Almost
at
dead.
any point in time in this last 7 hours, you couldn't drop a text message, just be like, hey dude, just wanted to let you know I might be dying or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Okay.
So I see that we're at the Herta space
we are
station.
up and running. Yes, we are at the Herta space station because I wanted to build. Let me just click all these stupid things out of the way. Can I do it this way? No, faster. I hate the red exclamation points. And I don't know why with the update they decided to be like, oh hey, everything is unmarked again, so just click through it all.
Well, that stuff is actually new.
I'm not gonna read the lore.
To be fair, but it's all lore stuff. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I think there's 3 or 4 of them.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
You got them all.
Damn, look at this character.
Which is funny.
Yeah. Look, where was it? Notes? Oh god, database. Look at this, 44 or 46.
Have you done your pulls already?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So, we're looking at all the characters. Look at that. Oh, these are not new characters. Okay, that's a lie. Oh, look, it's
you got Yanqing? Yeah, yo, let's go. Now you can rub it in Pot's face.
I only got him via the pity. I never pulled him. Keep going. Keep going. Who am I missing? Oh, I'm still missing. How? I don't understand how this is possible.
Well, I mean, you didn't pull for Jinglu.
Not that one.
Which, you seem like a Jinglu puller, to be honest.
Why?
Why didn't you pull for her?
Because I just pulled Daniel, and I was like,
okay, that's fair.
DPS units.
Yeah, I would agree. That's fair. That's you know.
Yeah. Hey, if anyone is new or has recently quit Honkai Star Rail and is considering coming back for the anniversary, be sure to use my invitation code down here, and you and I will both get resources from it. Guad 3 Jinad and Sixen. Yeah, it rolls right off the tongue.
So
Yeah, here we are, the stream 2.1.
Treevoid,
Yeah.
tell us about your polls.
They were okay. I have some cursed weapon banner pull or light cone pulls. Where's the pull thing now? Oh my gosh, so flustered. Here we go. Okay. So character banner pulls were fine. I won the 50-50. I got 3 copies of Gallagher, which is exactly what I wanted. Ideally, I would like one more, so that with the event that we're getting later on in 2.1, that gives us a free 4-star of any of the 4 stars that were released post-launch.
Yep.
Then I could get an E4 Gallagher. But I did 50 more pulls, like building up pity for, in theory, adventuring. Hoping to get one more copy of Gallagher, but I did not. So he is sitting at E2. And as such, the only character that I don't have E6 at that of those units, aside from Gallagher, is Misha, who's at E5. So I'm going to go for an E6 Misha instead of an E3 Gallagher. Because his 3 is his skill or something, and it's like, whatever. Weapon banner, I've
heard that you have to pull for the weapon for Acheron, because if you don't, she's absolutely dog shit. She's the worst character in the game.
But
Yanqing is better than her if you don't have her weapon.
But I do not like using her without it. So I did some runs with her without it, and I was not very happy with it. Where is my summary here? Okay. So here we go. So Earthly Escapade is
88. 89. No, that is 88. I was right.
Her name? Oh my god! It's Sparkle's signature light cone. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just do a couple pulls. I'll see if I get anything. So then I was like, okay, so nothing there. That's fine. You know, that's the first 5. Okay, no, still good. Bam! In like my second multi, I got a 5-star, and I was like, holy shit! I'm going to get it early. It's 75-25, 75% chance. And I lost it on Sparkle's light cone, so surely I'll win it this time. Nope, I got a Gepard light cone. And then, as you can see by it being on page 15... On
75, exactly.
It took me a long-ass time until I got Acheron's light cone. So that ate into my reserves quite a bit. But I'm not too flustered because I'm about 50 pulls in for adventuring. So as long as I don't lose my 50-50, I think I'm in a good spot to pull adventuring, who I definitely want to pull.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I have E0S1.
How did things go for Sparkle?
Sparkle, I pulled her in like 70 pulls, and then I lost the 75-25 on her light cone for Himiko. I think it was a Himiko cone.
Naturally, it's always the Himiko.
Yeah, it was either Himiko or the Yangxing. I think it was Yangxing actually. I think it was Yangxing's light cone. And then I spent like another 70 pulls, so it was not very good. But I guess for some pulls we can do 5 standard banner pulls. How did your pulls go, Lion?
They were definitely the pulls of all time.
Ugh, okay.
In my case, I was on, I think, 30-ish pit. Oh, man. Having a little bit of a back spasm. That hurts.
Oh, no.
I think I was on about 30 to 35 pity. I did win my 50-50 for Acheron.
Nice.
And then, surprisingly, I actually won the 75-25 for her weapon.
Oh, congrats.
Which was nice. Unfortunately the 4 stars for the weapon banner, I did not get any particularly great ones. And for my character banner pulls, I was drowned in an absolute deluge of Don Hung and Pella. So I got 1 copy of Gallagher, which was extremely upsetting because I think Gallagher looks super cool.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cool too.
And then
I think he has
I was like,
more niche utility,
well,
but I think he's quite good in that niche.
I said, well, let me go back into the character banner. Let me try and get a couple more copies of Gallagher, right? And so I ended up with E1, S1. That's where I'm at right now. Because I got my second copy of Gallagher at, I think, 30 pulls, which is also where I got my Acheron. Which was early, yay, but at the same time, they kept giving me more copies of Don Hung and Pella. Like, I got 2 more Don Hung. Like, one of my pulls was Don Hung and Pella, and the other one was 2 Don Hungs. It's like, please just let me have Gallagher, please. Because I would very much like to try and make it to E4 as well, and that's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, if you keep going, you can get E2, and E2 is huge for
yeah, I don't want E2.
Yeah.
I also want to try and pick up Aventurine, so I want to not metaphorically blow my load here.
Oh, right. I don't have them level 80. I should do that.
And then for Sparkle, I think I won my 50-50, maybe? I don't remember. Or did I lose it to Welt? I forget. But I did, in this last patch, I picked up E2 Welt, which I was extremely happy about. So it's looking pretty good. I ended up on E5 for Misha, so I am almost definitely going to pick up another Gallagher. Wow, look at that! The character just annihilated that enemy. You didn't even have to fight him.
Yeah, this is the primary reason why I pulled her, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. So it was like, holy shit, that's a Treevoid.
So this is Acheron. Acheron, also known as Raiden or Raiden May and other Hoyoverse games. Yeah, she's very pretty. She's the new unit in 2.1. The first half, second half is going to be Aventurine. She is a lightning-based DPS unit following the path of Nihility, much to many people's dismay. Due to the aforementioned light cone. But the main reason why I pulled her here, as you can see, is that her technique, it instantly kills all like common mob enemies, with the exception of trotters.
Yeah, it's got to be that one.
Yeah.
That's a really good blessing.
Yeah. So this makes Simulated Universe much more bearable, because you can just rush through this shit.
As soon as I read that, I was like, oh my god. Yeah.
So in terms of a path, like for Simulated Universe, she doesn't really have a great one. Nihility is okay because the Nihility buff works with her mechanic, which we'll get into when we get to the first boss. But I just picked her edition because it does give more ultimates for the allies, which helps apply debuffs, which is kind of how her kit works. This is a random reward.
Wow, this occurrence is a spoiler.
Is it?
For me, because I've never seen it.
Oh, I didn't.
Spoiling content in real time.
I only do occurrence domains. I don't do... Although now I guess combat domains are actually faster. Do I want any of these? I don't...
the trimmer is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Domain. Okay, here we go. So now we can actually get to her gameplay.
So this is an interesting team you have here. Yeah. I see Acheron, Pella, Silverwolf, and Fushwen.
So let me make sure. Okay, it is not on.
Also, I don't like this monkey.
Did I put the right light cone on Fushwen?
He is my least favorite gorilla.
I did not put the right light cone. Okay, I will put that light cone on afterwards. Okay, so this is Acheron. If you look at her, she is a very weird energy bar, in that she doesn't have one. She just has this radial circle with little petals on it, and 6 of them are glowing, and 3 of them are
void.
not filled out. Yes, and there's a void in the middle. And you can see next to her, or right under her portrait, there's a little circle with a 6. So the 6 is how many stacks of her ultimate she has, or I guess charges of her ultimate. So the way her ultimate works, it stacks from 0 to 9. When you hit 9 stacks, you can use the ultimate. She doesn't have energy. So units like Tingyun or Huehue, like their energy generation wouldn't affect her. That aspect of their kit.
What a shit character.
Yeah.
You can't even use her with Tingyun.
Yeah, exactly.
This is garbage.
Yeah, useless character, right? So the way she gets quote-unquote energy for her ultimate is every time a debuff is applied to an enemy, she will gain a stack. Now some things are like appear like debuffs but aren't actually debuffs, such as Hanya's mark. That's one of them. Clara's mark from her counter is also not a debuff. But most things that you think of as being debuffs are debuffs, like dots count, Pella's debuff counts, Gwen Hyphen's Fire Kiss counts. Most things count. Additionally, so for units like Silverwolf who apply debuffs with their basic attack, that's really good because you can just basic and you can be super SP positive with Silverwolf. For units like Pella, who doesn't naturally apply a debuff, you'd want to put Light Cone, like Resolution shines as Pearls of Sweat, for example. So that way when you basic with her, you can get a debuff applied. Now,
I assume you're using Tutorial then on
Tutorial
Silverwolf?
is on Silverwolf, yeah.
Okay.
Now, the thing to note here, and this got me very confused at times, is if you already have the debuff from Resolution applied to the enemy, and you attack them again with Pella's basic attack, even if it procs the Resolution debuff, it will not give you a stack because it's just re-upping the uptime. It is not applying a new debuff. So that's like a weird interaction specifically with Resolution, because if you, for example, use a Pella ultimate, and then for some reason you get like a full ultimate back again, let's say you're in the Erudition path and you ultimate again, even though you're considered reapplying her ultimate debuff and not re-upping its duration, so you would get another stack. So it's mainly like an issue with Resolution. So if you are using Resolution on Pella, you may want to attack a different target every turn with your basic attack until the duration of the Resolution debuff falls off.
So she has 6 stacks or whatever, and then the monkey has 6 stacks, and that's how you keep track of it, right?
No, so that's actually a separate mechanic. So every time you debuff an enemy, it'll get one of these petals. So as the petals go up, like in theory, it will match up. The sum of the petals should match where her stacks are. But the petals don't have to all be allocated to one enemy.
I have to do math?
It's counting to 9, so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll showcase here by attacking this dog. So a debuff was applied to the dog, and you can see now that Acheron gained a stack, and additionally, the dog now gained one of these flowers over their head. The way the flowers work is it all ties into her ultimate. So when she uses her ultimate, it's comprised of 3 separate instances of damage. So let's go into that just so that we can see it. So let me put... it's fine, I don't need to optimize it. So
you made the right choice. Use the best character first.
This combat needs
How come that didn't...
So it raised a stack on Acheron, and the monkey went up to 7. And
the monkey went up.
Yeah, the monkey went up. And then I did Silver... Oh my gosh, I can't remember any character names today. Then I did Silverwolf's ultimate on the dog.
Did you use... What? But why?
To showcase how the ultimate works. So,
but you have to destroy the monkey.
The monkey.
It's the most annoying enemy, I think, in the game.
Yeah. So the monkey, like, I was very confused when 2.0 dropped and the monkey showed up. I was like, are they expecting us to use Japard or Fire MC? I guess Fire MC. It is Fire Week. But it was a very weird thing because the way he works is basically he throws bottles at you, and unless you have a shield on, specifically a shield, it does a lot of damage. If you have a shield, you take less damage and it reflects it back to you. So it is very clearly designed for adventuring coming out in the second half of 2.1, because he puts shields on your whole party with his skill, and it's very easy to have lots of uptime on it. So the monkey basically has like no mechanics, and he's imaginary, so he breaks it quickly too.
I noticed that your void is now glowing.
Yes. So
the other reason why this is the perfect character for you is she seems to be half of your name.
Exactly. So now I have her ultimate built up to 9 stacks, so we can use it.
Mm-hmm.
I weep for the departed.
So now we enter this very interesting alternate zone thing, which I'm sure we will find out the reason why this is the case.
Are you hacking? Why is everything black and white?
In the 2.1 story, which I have not started, so I do not know why this is all like this. But it is very cool. The way it works is it's a 3-part attack. So we'll do the first attack here. So right now the monkey has 7 stacks. So we do 3. We do our attack. It consumes 3 petals. So the dog went down from 2, and the monkey went from 7 to 6.
Are you using legally distinct lightsaber noises?
Anyway, we're gonna do the attack again, and it went down by another 3. And now we're gonna do the final attack, which will consume the remainder of the flowers. What the flowers are?
So you can select a different target each time.
Yes, but you want
neat
to attack the target with the flowers, because what the flowers are, they're kind of like DOTs or like a bomb that you're putting on the enemy, and the trigger for the bomb is the ultimate. So every time you consume 3 stacks, it does damage to all the enemies.
We're going to do the attack. Screen freezes.
No,
You're right, Yoshi.
It's paused. It's stylish. It's very stylish, Yoshi. Come on. Like, isn't it cool? So that's basically the way she works. So even if you get to 9 stacks of her ultimate, you always want to make sure that you have 9 flowers. There are some cases where it can be desynced, but you always want to make sure you have 9 flowers, ideally on the same target. So that way you're sort of optimizing her damage. And even if you have to do some more debuffs onto a target when you've hit 9 stacks, that's okay. Because as you can see with Acheron right now, we just used her ultimate. But she's not at 0 stacks. She's at 3 stacks. The reason why is because
you have her on an energy rope.
Energy rope. Do not put her on an energy rope. It will do nothing for you. The reasoning why is because she can overflow on her stacks by up to 3. So she is technically, I guess, potentially Argenti, depending on how you look at it, the first unit who can, quote unquote, like overflow on her energy. So that's very cool, because it means it allows you to sort of manipulate the environment, even if you're not quite ready to use her ultimate. Or you can sort of like wait for a Silver Wolf ult or something along those lines so that you can like maximize the damage.
130% ultimate overflow.
Yeah.
She's gonna break the meta.
She is very
Where is the
strong.
game gonna go from here?
Yeah, it's gonna be, we'll see what happens.
Is she gonna break the HP cap too?
Oh my, I mean, she does a lot of damage,
The
so she
brave
might
damage
break the
cap.
enemy's HP cap.
Which, I mean, the only reason why she's doing all this damage is I see that the monkey here is weak to lightning. So
yeah, so that's the other thing about her ultimate. Specifically her ultimate, unless you have her at E6. Her ultimate is the only thing that can ignore enemy toughness types, like Shui Yi's ultimate. Now, it doesn't do a lot of toughness shred, to be fair. It's like a very minimal amount of toughness, but it does have like an omni toughness bar shred like Shui Yi does, which is kind of cool.
wow, sounds like a pretty overloaded character.
She has a lot going on, but to kind of quote unquote make up for that, she has a few restrictions. One of those restrictions being that one of her traces gives her 115% damage percent bonus if she has a Nihility teammate. And that's further increased to 160% if she has 2 Nihility teammates. So that's a little bit restrictive because that means that, if you want to run a Sustainer with them, that means that you can't really run like a Harmony unit, which are our best buffers right now. Like, you can't really run a Ruan Mei or a Sparkle or a Bronya. You can, but you're giving up on that 45% damage boost, plus whatever else that character that you would be bringing would do. So, kind of the most common staple team for Acheron is Acheron, Pella, Silverwolf or other debuffer, and then a Sustainer. Now, if you are really comfortable with your team and you know what you're doing, you can swap that Sustainer for Welt and run like a Sustain Welt build.
Oh man! So if you're a real Giga Chad,
yeah,
you can play Welt.
But you have to know how to use Welt properly and everything. So it's more difficult. But if you can do that, then you could end up running a Harmony unit in that 4th slot, because then you would still have your 2 Nihility units in the team to get the maximum bonus from Acheron's traces, and get the benefits of having a Harmony character like a Ruan Mei or a Sparkle or a Bronya. Not a Tingyun. Don't run Tingyun. Tingyun is not very great for her. So now the sort of the Sustainer slot, if you're not running Welt, you kind of have 2 main options. You can run the featured 4-star Harmony or Abundance unit on her banner, Gallagher, or you can run a Preservation unit with the Trends of the Marketplace light cone. I forgot to put on that light cone, which I'll put on after this. But the reason why you would want to use that light cone is because whenever an enemy attacks the user who has that light cone, there's a chance that they're inflicted with a burn debuff. That burn debuff does count towards Acheron's stacking mechanic. So you
got the whole team on deck.
Yes. Now, the best units to run with her, if you want to get the most sort of debuffs, is either Fire MC, or Gepard, or March. Basically, any unit that can apply a debuff on their team.
Like Fire Blazer.
Yeah. So Fire Blazer can use their taunt. Gepard can freeze with his skill. If you have E1, it's a better chance to freeze. March can freeze with their ultimate. So you can run, quite a few Preservation units to get those debuffs.
If they're fire weak, Fire Blazer does a lot of toughness damage. How does break affect all of this?
So a break debuff is still the enemy getting a debuff.
Let's get it.
But if you're already applying a debuff, so let's say I'm using Pella, and I use her skill, which applies a debuff if you have her at E4. But you also break the enemy on the same turn. You'll still only get 1 stack. It's functionally like 1 debuff per action.
I feel like I'm being cheated here.
Yeah. So you can't get if you can't use a Pella ultimate in Pure Fiction and apply it to 5 enemies and get 5 stacks. That would be a little bit too much,
But I want them.
Yeah,
they're my stacks. I earn them. Stop gatekeeping.
So that's the unfortunate thing there. Now the other sort of quote-unquote restriction about Acheron is her light cone. So one of the main reasons why people say that you kind of need her light cone, or light cone's very good, is it applies a debuff, and it's a guaranteed application. It's not something that has a 100% base chance or anything.
So she can give herself a stack, basically.
So her skill normally gives her a stack just by default. But if she has any light cone that also applies a debuff, she would get a 2nd stack because she meets the condition of applying a debuff. So
which includes her light cone, right?
Yes. So her light cone gives her an extra stack on top of the normal.
So she's the only character that can give herself 2 stacks.
Correct. So right now I'm going to use my skill on that 4, and then I'm going to go up to 6.
Man, imagine if we had multiplayer in this game, like co-op, and you had just a team of 4 Acherons.
Yeah, exactly. That would be... I don't think that would be very good. But that is something you could do.
And then you could spam voice lines. Stickers. Everybody loves co-op in games like this, right?
Yeah. So that's the main like complaint that people have, because if she was in a different path, like let's say hunt, then you could use Topaz's light cone. So it's just a little bit restrictive. There are other Nihility light cones that apply debuffs, like Resolution, for example. But then you need to build effect hit rate on her, which is not ideal.
Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of other light cones like that. Kafka's
does, Silverwolf's does. Silverwolf's also gives you a little bit of crit rate, like very minor, but it's something. But again, you would need effect hit rate on that light cone as well.
I mean, the light cone gives you effect hit rate, and it gives you crit rate. Oh, is this the new simulated universe world?
Yeah, that's why I'm joining this world. So these are the new relics, and we just happened to get one of 4%. Each time.
What does it say?
Yeah.
Crit rate by 4%. When an enemy target gets defeated, whereas crit damage increases by 4%, stacking up to 10 times. 40% crit damage. Wow.
So in theory...
So this is for pure fiction, I assume?
Yeah, so this is great for pure fiction, because this is technically, if you can get it to max stacks, 48 crit value in a planar set. Which is
it's just the set
crazy.
Bonus. That's really good.
Yeah. Now, it definitely depends on sort of like the encounter you're doing. So, like, it's really, really good value in pure fiction for sure. But in terms of like memory of chaos, would I want to, like, it would be fight dependent. The swarm, would be a pretty good fight. Maybe Gepard, because he calls in his allies quite a bit. But there are some bosses that don't really call in allies. And because of that, I'm not crazy about this, because I don't really like swapping, gear on a fight-by-fight basis.
No.
But if you're going into pure fiction and you have a decent set, I would definitely use it.
I like that it says when an enemy is defeated, not when the wearer defeats an enemy.
Yeah.
So it looks like it doesn't matter who does it. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty good for like a dual DPS sort of comp.
Or when your like Harmony unit, accidentally steals the kill and therefore the energy.
Yeah.
Hashtag thanks, Tingyun. And then attack percent, crit rate. That's pretty good.
So this is an interesting planar set because it gives you attack percent boost, which is mostly universal with the exception of Blade.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and then when you're running units of the same path, like Acheron,
increases by 12%.
In theory, or like Topaz and Dr. Ratio, then you get a 12% crit bonus as well.
Ooh,
now, the thing you have to kind of decide is, for quite a few units, like Ratio, for example, or Topaz, you could run them on Inert Salsodo instead. Inert Salsodo would be giving you 8% crit rate and 15% of a damage bonus.
Damage percent,
on your ultimate and follow-ups, which is like all of Ratio's damage. So you're trading 15% damage bonus for 12% attack and 4% crit rate. So it's kind of like a side grade for those units, even for Acheron, because basically all of Acheron's damage is in her ultimate. So Salsodo was great on her. So this set is okay. I mean, like, I wouldn't say it's worse than Salsodo, but I don't think it's better either. I think it's kind of, you just pick whatever you have.
It offers a lot of stats.
Yeah.
I do like stats.
Yeah.
And I'm not an Acheron expert, but my impression of the loads and loads and loads and loads and loads, don't forget to switch your light cone, and loads of text in her kit, like on her summary page. I think she has a bunch of damage percent, question mark.
So the damage percent that she gets, like from the trace, isn't really. It's not
No, I
like.
just mean in her ability descriptions.
Oh yeah, so she does have quite a bit of damage percent there. So like attack bonus might be better there. So I'm going to swap off of my Herder Shop
Texture of
Light Cone.
Memories is really good.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit on her.
By the way.
To put on the
Light Cone is equipped by Treevoid. Oh my god.
Yeah, so like I could use Fireblazer instead, but he is not built at all. Like if I had it built, I would.
Blasphemy.
But I never built him because I got Gepard in like that beginner banner pull thing.
Blasphemy.
So I didn't need to. Yeah, I'm not fighting so.
Fireblazer has some super cool animations.
Yeah, a very cool unit, definitely. It's just I kind of never.
And I'm glad that now there's a reason to run them again.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I was doing dual sustain for my second team. Because this is in the dark times where all I had was Bailu and Natasha and Fireblazer for sustain.
Yeah, those were different times back then.
Back in my day.
So, did you want to? I know you're like
I like
very
this
excited
music.
about Gallagher. Did you want to go over his kit?
Well, I can. Hang on. Leave for now.
I don't have him built.
I've only got 2 copies of Gallagher. We're E1 and let me go all the way down here. Okay. So, for what it's worth, Gallagher is an abundance character, so he's a healer, who is a fire element. So the first of his kind, as far as his abilities go, he seems to be one of the only abundance characters who he doesn't really care about stats. His basic attack, it scales off of attack, unlike the last couple of characters who were HP scaling. His skill just heals an ally for like a set amount of HP. So he doesn't scale off of attack like Locha or HP like the other characters or whatever for his heal. So you can kind of, freeform, do whatever you want. His ultimate inflicts a funny debuff on all enemies that lasts for a couple of turns, and it does damage to everybody. And then it gives him an enhanced basic attack, which his enhanced basic attack, literally all it does is you attack an enemy and it inflicts an attack down debuff. More on that later. As for his talent, it actually is for his funny debuff, which makes it so that enemies receive more break damage. And then every time an enemy with the funny debuff is attacked by any character in your party, that particular character is going to get healed for another fixed amount. So it's kind of similar to Locha when his field is up, except instead of healing the entire party, it's one character. So as long as your characters are attacking, you can pretty effectively keep them healed. It looks, from the little bit of footage that I've seen, the numbers, like he heals quite a lot when you level all of his stuff up. And of course that's all independent of scaling and stuff like that. So if you wanted, you could probably build him as a DPS. I don't know that I would recommend that, but you probably could.
Yeah, I think like a break effect.
Yes. Yeah. As for his traces, they're his big traces anyway. The first one makes it so that after you use his ultimate, it pulls his turn up. So he's basically you ult and it gives him a turn, much like Sushong, where it's 100% advance forward. So it just, hey, it's my turn now. And there it is. His last big trace, I'm skipping the middle one, says that when you use that enhanced basic attack, so you go ultimate, it becomes his turn, and then you have your enhanced basic. When you use it, not only do you inflict that attack down debuff, it now heals all allies instead of just Gallagher. So it gives you a little extra flexibility. Obviously, as a character, you're still going to be building some outgoing healing bonus for him. So even though the number for his when enemies are attacked thing, it's not a ton of HP, it's a pretty decent amount, and it's going to get a big modifier. His last trace increases his outgoing healing, funny enough, by half of his break effect, up to a maximum of 75%, which is, I think, the largest outgoing healing increase that is available in the game. I don't think any other characters can hit that kind of a number, because you would have to have some really specific light cones at high superimposition, and you'd have to have a maxed out chess piece, and you'd probably have to have some simulated universe blessings. So he can heal for a lot, it seems like. But it incentivizes building break effect on him, which I think is really neat. It's not as cool as what I was hoping that they would do for him, but it's a pretty good second. It's close. I was really hoping he was going to be a character that gives up his own HP in order to heal the party. But this is still pretty... Holy shit, that dealt a lot of damage.
That's I mean, Bella just did, 18k with the basic attacks.
As for his Eidolons, since he's a 4-star character, it's theoretically reasonable to assume that she'll get some, even though I did not. Please bless me, Hoyo. His Eidolons are not of the 4 that actually make a difference. His first one gives him 20 energy at the start of a fight, which it's fine, It'll give you an opportunity to start popping off his ultimate and its debuff more quickly. But it also gives him 50% effect resistance, which is pretty nice. And then his Eidolon 2 is kind of important, as it gives him the ability to cleanse a debuff from an ally when you use his skill. But it also gives them effect resistance when you do it, which is, I think, one of the few ways in the game to give an ally effect resistance. I think the only other one is a high Eidolon Lynx, I think.
I think a Pard E4 does it too.
Wow. So, high Eidolons, except for Gallagher.
Yeah.
His E4 is actually pretty important. It's not important, but it's really nice. It increases the duration of his funny debuff from 2 turns to 3 turns, which makes a huge difference, I would assume, in his healing uptime. And then his E6, which is what I really, really want, it increases his break effect by 20% for free, which means you would have to build less. But it also increases his weakness break efficiency, which is how much damage he deals to enemy toughness bars. Which, I need to go double check the numbers. My understanding is that his enhanced basic and his ultimate deal a shit ton of toughness damage.
Yes, they do enhance toughness damage, yeah.
Which is a lot. Like a lot. So putting him on a break effect build seems like you could pretty reasonably... He would be like a tertiary DPS kind of a deal, where, he gets the break, he'll do a bunch of damage. Upwards of 50, 60k, even if it's only that one time, which is nice. Also, he looks cool.
Ready for another?
I really just I like his design. I think Gallagher is super cool.
Yeah, I think he has a really good design.
For oblivion.
He gives me like
Enemy
this is
target
what would happen if Dojima grew his hair out kind of vibes.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Yeah,
I think this is a
Yoshi,
really
that
neat
is a
boss
huge
fight
health
as
bar.
well.
Hello, Sal. How was the stream?
Hi,
Another blood debt repaid.
hi, Sal. How's it going?
Yeah, I like that boss quite a bit. I don't think Acheron is the best for it, but I think she's fine.
So you missed Treevoid cheating his way through simulated universe. He didn't fight any of the enemies
Oh,
except
I
the
fought
bosses.
the bosses.
Yeah, all he did was he pressed buttons and then stuff just died. And oh, that's not bad actually. That second one. Yeah, he skipped all the enemies. That's cheating. You can't do that.
Yeah, Sal's been going through the story on his stream. So the description of so much LSD has me very interested when I get around to doing the story this weekend.
I had to actively not watch because I have not finished the 2.0 story.
Oh wow! Okay, so you were quite far behind.
Yeah. This past week I was working my way through it. I have. Let me see. What's the last area that I got to? I will tell you. I just unlocked the what do you call it?
Want to enter the forgotten?
The domains for stuff. The artifact domain and stuff like that. In the fourth?
The artifact
Hotel.
Oh, the new artifact domain?
Not the new one, the previous one. So if you're in the hotel, if you're on Pinaconi,
Yeah.
you've got the Reverie in the real world, and then inside the dream, you have the Golden Hour, the Dream's Edge, a Child's Dream, which that was a very interesting location. And I've just gotten to the Dreamscape.
Okay, yeah. So that is the last zone.
Oh, it's the last one? Okay.
Yeah. Up to 2.0. There's now more zones, but
I just recently met up with Black Swan because I ran into the boss that you just got done fighting.
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah. Okay. So you saw, yeah.
That was quite a boss fight.
That was quite a boss fight.
Do you want to enter?
Oh boy. Oh, one last thing. Because Gallagher doesn't really give a shit about stats outside of maybe energy regeneration. His light cone options are pretty open. He does have one that you can buy here in the shop. That's his sort of quote unquote signature light cone, which does give him a break effect. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, the secondary effect is kind of like whatever, but
what's
but
that
yeah.
at S5? How much break effect is that? 48. That's not insignificant. Wow. But I think this is where I'm gonna go with him because this is a light cone I have never thought was any good, but now I'm like, there is a 3-star light cone called Multiplication that you could put on him, which anytime you use a basic attack, it advances your character's action forward. It's by 20% at S5. And since he's primarily going to be basic attacking, this is going to give him the opportunity to give you more SP for your characters, so you can act as kind of a battery, while also it's going to help with his recharge, because he's going to get more turns in before the enemies do. So his ultimate will also be up, quote-unquote, more frequently.
Yeah,
even though it's the same number of turns.
People run the Witcher on it too, just because he also basically only basic attacks. Yeah, multiplication's really solid. As long as
I
you
think
can
those are
kinda
the
get
only ones that I would
breakthrough
run.
thresholds on,
Yeah.
excluding it, right?
Think the only other light cone I would even consider for him is where is it?
I mean, if
Uh,
if post-op helps cut a turn out of his rotation, I think that's usually pretty good
You
too.
could use that, but half of its a thing is wasted because it doesn't. He doesn't heal on his ultimate.
Yeah, that's what my Huohuo is on, and she also doesn't heal on ultimate. But I just feel like it's super good.
The Locha one, perfect timing, would be nice because he does stack up a fair amount of effect resistance as it is, and it will make his heals even bigger. But I think where I'm looking as like my backup light cone is Quid Pro Quo, which is the Bailu light cone, which allows you to create extra energy for your party members when they have less than 50% of their energy, which, you ultimate with someone or whatever. Oh, hey, it's Gallagher's turn. Here, have some energy. And it'll only give it to someone who's under half.
And it will never
so
give it to Acheron.
that is correct.
Yeah.
So with some careful play, you can actually shorten other party members' rotations, which could be pretty neat.
Yeah.
But other than that, I definitely think multiplication is the play, specifically because nothing that he does that isn't like damage scales on his stats. Also, Sam is really cool as a boss.
Yeah, Sam is also a cool boss fight.
I have not.
Punishes...
I assume that Sam is in the story as well, which I have not run into.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't think there are any bosses that are simulated universe or unique to Memory of Chaos.
Yeah, so I assume Sam will show up, but this is a neat boss fight in Memory of Chaos.
Yeah.
I thought that Sam was going to be the boss for Simulated Universe, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess they didn't want to make a third phase for him. Actually, he doesn't have any phases.
He just hit.
Yeah, like
a lot.
He has an
very frequently.
Phase. Yeah,
he will fuck you up. He has a neat gimmick, which we'll see here in a moment. Poor Yanqing.
Sound
Bloop.
You know what? Actually, should I?
What?
No, I guess I was thinking if I should run Black Swan just to show all the new units, but this shows Sparkle, and they would be like mutually exclusive. So maybe I'll do another run or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so this is Sparkle. She's pretty cool.
I wasn't gonna pull for her.
Every petal will be swept away by the wind.
And then I found out what she did. I thought she was just going to be a 5-star Hanya. I heard people talking, oh yeah, she gives a lot of SP for your party. And I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit. But then I saw, by the way, her skill gives a huge amount of crit damage to your party member, and also it pulls their turn up partially. Which I am something of a fan of.
And something that's really good for units like Jing Yuan is that the bonus that she gets when she pulls you up lasts until the start of your next turn. So
wait, she says gamer words?
Yeah, she's a little bit problematic for sure.
Is she really? Is she gonna become an honorary gorilla?
Did you? I think you've gone to the scene where she talks with Adventurine. I don't.
She has encountered Adventurine on the street.
Yeah.
One time, yeah.
Yeah, she has some words.
She just acted stupid. Although she does not appear to be a fan of Sigonians.
Yeah.
Some value, I suppose. Existence is unity.
One thing I've noticed with running, like, let's say Ruan Mei and Fu Xuan and Tingyun all on the same team, is that all their buffs tend to fall off at the exact same time. So you suddenly have like a burst of 3 skill points that you need to spend all at once, and it's like, oh, this is a problem. I was not expecting to spend all this. So there's some like finessing that you have to do sometimes on skill points there.
Awaken dormant scales. World cleansing dragon.
Sword, heed me.
Oh man, just think you could use Sparkle with Yanqing.
Yeah.
Look at all that crit damage. Yeah.
Every petal and all will be
Yeah,
swept
I think
away by the
I've
wind.
mentioned this in a previous stream, but one of the biggest sort of rerun pulls I want to do is for his Ewan.
Let's play for a while.
It lengthens the duration of her field by 1 extra turn, and it gives you a 40% attack boost. And I mainly run her in dot teams, so it not only lowers her skill point greediness, but it also like buffs the primary team I run her in. So
Let's play. And you
that's sort of the main rerun. That and the Topaz Lycon. Those are the 2 main things that I want to
Heaven surge.
pull for on rerun. I don't think I'm going to be pulling for Jing Liu's rerun. I think she's going to remain the only limited unit I don't have.
I might decide to pull for Jinglu.
The strength.
Maybe. The only characters that I'm missing are Sela, Jinglu, and Huehue,
Awaken dormant
which
World cleansing
I think I've been convinced to pull for Huehue on her next rerun. On her first rerun, I guess I should say.
The thing is, you can definitely die with Huehue. Like, you definitely have to be paying attention more than with a Fu Xuan, for example.
Man, get good.
every petal will be swept away
My
by the
Kafka
wind.
team, I've been playing with, I don't know what you're talking about, Soraya. My Kafka
Oh,
team,
Soraya.
I've been playing with, Locha. Where previously I was running Fushuen because Locha was on my Blade team. But I've switched it up a bit. So I could play Sparkle. But I can see where extra like bursts of energy would be really useful.
Oh, he's
There's
dead.
more to life.
Yeah, he's done for. And the debuff cleanse and stuff like that. Like, she seems like she would be nice to have.
Yeah,
I don't think that I need her, but it would be nice to have her.
for me, the debuff cleanse is like the most important factor. Because for fights like Kafka, for example, it's just like it kind of removes that aspect of the fight. And I always worry that like they'll lean more into just doing a shit ton of crowd control on you. And in that case, like Pella's good, or not Pella, Fu Xuan's good because she has a guaranteed block on one. But if they just keep spamming them out, then you can't keep blocking forever.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
And so right at the beginning here, the enemies did a whole bunch of attacks, and Acheron got some stacks because right now Fu Xuan is equipped with the market trends Lycon.
I don't like this team.
You don't like it?
No.
I weep for the departed.
I don't see Welt anywhere. That's why.
It too shall fall.
I was told in no uncertain terms that Welt was really good with Acheron.
He is
You
really
said that, Treevoid.
Yeah.
You said it.
good. He's not built.
Yeah, well,
All things in the
you're disappointing the viewers and I got jebaited.
No, it's not bait. It's true. It's just I haven't built it.
Commencing support.
More unconfirmable Treevoid misinformation.
I weep for the departed.
Bam, bam.
It too shall fall.
She only did 225k.
Fun this time.
That is actually
Wow.
very low for her.
Soraya tomorrow is Yakuza, where we will finish 3 and maybe get through all of 4. I don't know.
We will not. 4 is much longer, apparently. Here we go, Sam.
Oh man, it's so cool.
Detected. Ready for another? And bang. I see through you.
I mean, that doesn't mean you have to leave Soraya. You can stay and watch.
Ray hates us.
More
Yeah.
enemies. This combat needs optima.
If we're not doing what he wants, he's like, why even be here?
Hopefully it's just you. I'm innocent. Treevoid's the one streaming this. I've been strapped to a chair. Alfie's was empty, so...
I weep for the departed.
Maybe I'll actually build Soul Wolf someday.
It too shall fall.
Yeah, I mean, there's other units that you can put on there.
Free will, or was it fate?
You can use Black Swan.
Destiny for
You
oblivion.
can use Kafka.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you can use Black Swan or Kafka. That's not allowed. You can't have Kafka in the same... This is a cool thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Where Sam sets the entire battlefield on fire, and he forces you to use skill points in order to get rid of the fire. Also, every time you do it, you take burn damage.
And it reduces your healing as well.
It's just like, oh man, this is cool.
This combat needs optima. This is double speed.
Yeah, in the case of Kafka, like you could run her with Acheron, but then realistically, you're lowering Kafka's damage output to do it,
It too shall fall.
Yep.
to increase Acheron's a little bit, instead of kind of catering to each one of them separately.
I mean, the main
and
reason
in-
why is Kafka's follow-up, right? So it just gives you even more. Like, it lets you build this axe.
And in the case of Black Swan, the kind of main reason, yeah, they don't really benefit each other. Yeah. In Black Swan's case, what I've seen is people talking about,
Ready for another?
oh, well, you can use the extra damage thing from her ultimate, but you would have to trigger Acheron's ultimate on the enemy turn, and also it only affects that one enemy,
Can I have
and not
fun
all of
this
them. So it's
time?
kind of, you could do better. It's functional, but you could do better.
Destiny for oblivion.
Pew!
I weep for the departed.
I am and have always been Team Pella since 1.0. Day 1 Pella enjoyer.
Yeah, I was talking about replacing Silver Wolf, not replacing Pella. I don't think you should ever replace Pella from the Acheron team.
No, you heard it. Someone clipped that. Treevoid said, I don't think you should ever replace Pella. And we can assume that he meant in any team for any content ever. Yeah, exactly.
Time for a fun.
Yeah, I think if I wanted to run a team like this, I would probably want to run Welt. But if I wanted to use a sustain character, it would probably be Gallagher. Like a conventional sustain.
I weep.
Since Gallagher can do some debuffs as well.
It too shall fall.
And then run Pella, Acheron. Honestly, I would run DPS Bolt, probably. And then it balances out. I don't want to have to press the skill button for Gallagher. Nobody wants to do that.
Okay, now we can do a Black Swan run too.
Yeah.
Acheron. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, 1 second. This. This.
Boo. Boo.
What? Boo. Oh no, I can't.
Boo.
I can't do that.
Boo. Boo this man.
For what?
Okay, you can not boo him anymore. It's safe to unboo.
Sure.
Yep.
And then who's my last scene? Here.
The best support character in the game.
Okay, so now I.
Yanqing.
Yeah. Let's swap some gear around here, because I have not used him in a hot minute.
Oh man. Oh man.
Okay, let's go to the follow-up set.
So what's the story with this Watchmaker relic set? Who is supposed to be equipping that?
A Ruan Mei.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it does. I just know I saw a break effect thing, but I don't know anything else. I've never read the rest of it.
When you use your alt, the 4-piece, you give your party a break effect boost.
What does this say? When the wearer uses their ultimate on an ally, all allies' break effect increases by 30% for 2 turns, and it can't be stacked. Lame.
Oh wow, that's a lot of crit damage on that party.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
How many rolls is that?
3 rolls. Oops, I put 3 rolls.
Oh man, that's almost perfect in terms of rolls.
Oh right, I only have 1 lightning damage orb, and it's garbage. No, did I make a second one? I did make a second one. Okay.
Where's the other one?
It's on Acheron, and it's also not very good. But it has.
Oh, you're running her on Salsodo?
Uh,
I see.
Yeah. Because like all her damage is in her ult. Sure. I have 1 good attack rope that I just swap around from like Argenti to Misha to Acheron. So it's like musical chairs with this 1 rope.
What does it look like again?
It's not
I'm
even
so
that good.
fast.
It's just.
I mean,
9 crit, 11 crit.
That's better than any of my Salsodo attack ropes.
Yeah, it's like,
I only have like 2, and they're all horrible.
Yeah.
Both horrible.
Yeah, and like my orb is terrible. Like it's really bad. I don't
God,
know.
that's so relatable.
Yeah.
That's
But,
what mine look like too.
But this is my Topaz gear that is gonna go back on Topaz when I'm done here.
Why is my Bronya wearing an inert Salsodo energy regen rope?
That's gonna be
What?
a lot of crit. Yeah, it's fine actually. I need to finish building my Jingyun. It'll be fine. Okay, here we go.
Better surrender while you have the
I
chance.
commence.
Watch
So
this.
this is a E1 S1 Jingyun.
He's so powerful.
You're in trouble now.
Yeah, my lightning orb for Jingyuan, 7.7% attack, 5.1% crit damage.
Yeah.
A quick
That's,
divination.
relatable.
Everything else is flat HP and attack. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Let's see how much this ultimate does. Okay, not bad.
Conflict is pitiless.
That's before the 4-piece set kicks in. Let's see how much this lightning lord does. Oh, yeah. I hate this. 200, not bad.
My Topaz Fire Orb was good enough to take to 15. Sadly, it rolled into break effect at the last moment, but 1 bad roll is okay. I'm just looking through my inner Salsodo stuff right now.
All things in the humans, creations.
I should look and see if I have a wind orb. It's got HP on it.
And
And crit.
Oh, for
welcome,
for
customers.
Blade.
Yeah. I don't think I do.
I wonder when we'll get our next HP scaler.
Man, I hope it's soon.
They
I
did
want
it for Blade, and
HP.
then they were like, oh, well, I guess we're done with this mechanic.
I like HP and defense. Like, I like weird scaling
Conflict
for characters.
Well, it definitely makes
That's
them tanky
neat.
too. That's always a nice bonus.
show no mercy.
Also, yes. I don't. I only have 2 wind orbs, and they're both kind of crappy.
Position is solid.
Let's be friends.
Then again, I haven't been in Enter Salsodo in quite a while.
It's all I was farming for the past
Like-
while. I feel like all my
Like-
units use it.
Do you find the answer?
Like lately, I've been farming World 8
Yeah, World 8 is really good too.
because I am something of a Glamoth user.
Welcome, customers.
I feel like the Pinaconi set is mostly useless for me.
Yeah, it's like to me, it's like a shittier Vogelak.
Like, sure, I can put it on Ting Yun. That's about it.
All things
That's about it.
human creation.
I don't have a quantum DPS to give it to, like, Fushwen or something like that.
Follow my charm.
I guess I could put Bronya on that.
For Blade? Yeah, that would be.
Like, I guess I could. I'm not sure if it would make a difference.
Yin and yang. Let's be friends.
Yeah, let's see what my Jingyuan stats are right now. Yeah, but that's too much crit
200.
rate.
288 crit damage.
116. Crit rate, yeah.
Where did he get his 116% crit rate from?
So
Where are we-
Sparkle's Light Cone is giving him an extra 10, and Fushuan is giving an extra 12.
That's it?
I mean, that's a lot.
So you just been stacking a shitload of crit rate on him. Like in his
he has a
relic
crit
stuff.
rate chest. Which,
Oh, that's why.
which I forgot about Sparkle's LC giving the 10%. So yeah, I'm gonna switch that over to a crit damage chest.
I appreciate that for Sparkle, you really just need to build crit damage.
A quick divination.
Mostly because my relics keep rolling crit damage, and I have very little crit rate on stuff.
There's no time to here.
Including her own. It's one of the few times that things kind of rolled the way I wanted them to. So I think I've got her at 213% or something. So when I look in the screen, she's giving someone something like 98% crit damage when she uses her skill.
Yeah, like
All things in this world.
building crit rate on her is fine, but I think building speed on her is a lot more important. So because the way her action value works is she pulls them up 50%. So if she's double their speed, then she'll functionally be like a Bronya. Meanwhile, I think it's only like a 22% conversion on her crit damage. So really, if you're building her even up to like 100 extra crit damage, you're only getting like an extra 20%. So I feel like the action value advance is worth more. Not that it's bad to build crit rate or crit damage, but I just think the focus should be on speed over crit damage.
Existence is unity. Oh.
And here is Black Swan. So this would be all the characters since 2.0, not including Adventuring, who's not out yet, and Gallagher, who I have not built. Oh, I guess I could have shown Misha.
Oh, you haven't built Gallagher yet?
Yeah.
As your chat and our loyal viewers, as you are liking and subscribing, liking the video and subscribing to the channel, please leave a comment below telling Treevoid what a terrible human being he is for not already having Gallagher completely built.
Do you have Gallagher completely built?
Man, I don't even have Gallagher completely pulled.
There's more to life.
You can farm his material early. He has the early access stuff for it.
Yeah, I started on it already.
Stand still. Good times. No time to say bye.
So my Kafka is E0 on S5 Goodnight Sleep Well. And
Yeah, it shows.
Black Swan is using Fermata, I believe.
Wait, you said she's on Good Night and Sleep Well?
Destiny isn't chosen.
Oh man, Treevoid, we got to get you that Kafka light cone, buddy.
Memories are beneath.
It makes a big difference.
Her team's very good. I haven't felt the need for it. For me, it would mainly be the speed, honestly.
Yeah, that's the main thing from it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not the damage from the extra dot.
Yeah, like the speed is great, but
Ooh, spicy.
Grace and elegance.
there we go. Thank you, Hua.
Um,
So whenever someone's below 50%, as soon as someone's turn starts, they get healed and they get the cleanse from Hua's field.
that's pretty cool.
And the ultimates also have the same
Never
function.
last.
Oh,
Time to say bye.
Forgot to.
yeah, you burned that too early.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
Eternal. What do you want to know?
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Man,
Stand still.
And I still got the turn.
Every petal will be swept away by the wind.
Say bye to breathing.
Destiny isn't chosen.
time in the story where but it wasn't in the story, it was in a trailer actually. I just remember that. You remember that trailer for Acheron where she fought Blade and Silverwolf and Kafka at the same time? And then she murdered them all?
I don't think that was in a trailer.
It definitely was. I watched it.
Was that the most recent one? That was the only one I had not watched.
I think they put out 2 new ones. One of them is like the makeup commercial. I think one of them is the makeup commercial that's going on in the background. But yes, it's the most recent one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's called like Colors or something like that.
So goodbye, you on there.
It's pretty cool. This is such a neat mechanic. Like, big fan.
Yeah, they kind of neuter it with the MOC bossing.
Yeah.
But it is neat.
All will be swept away by the wind.
May as well kill them all.
You tell him, Kafka. May as well.
Seriously.
So this is the warmth of life.
Okay, there we go.
Good times.
That's a lot of damage.
Say bye.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like with Huawei, you're never safe.
There's more to life.
you're always like on the edge of death.
Just need to do it more often.
Attribution will find
Yeah, there you go.
Stand still.
There you go.
beneath the water lies an endless abyss.
Just have your turn already, you asshole.
I mean,
Thanks.
Uh-oh.
You're too
I would
good
save
to
it.
me.
Huawei's got kidnapped.
Some value,
I mean, the enemy is dead anyway. Who cares? And then you.
Is Huawei free? Wait, what?
Does
It doesn't free her? Oh, it didn't die. Oh, rip.
There's more to life.
Oh, there goes Black
Yeah, I was like,
Swan.
what are you doing?
Oh, I thought it died. Oops.
You could have just killed the boss.
I thought it died. I thought I was gonna die from the dots.
They don't
No,
look
the
happy to
boss,
see
not
us.
the little ad
Yeah,
that
that's
took
what
her
I thought was
captive.
gonna die from the dodge. It had like 5% HP.
Oh my god.
Existence is unity. Oh,
I see the difference in power between our Kafkas.
Yeah, isn't yours like E4?
every petal in life's all will be
5.
Yeah, okay, yeah, there might be a slight difference between
It's just the tiniest
E0
bit.
S0 and E5 S1.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. It's not that big of a difference, right? I mean, all she does is, you know, when she does her talent, she increases the dot damage that the enemy receives by a little bit, and then she increases. No, this is Kafka.
I know, I'm just separately.
Oh, you're asking if she is. No, she's E0.
Oh. I thought you were
Stand still.
Let me see what's her second. Her second one increases dot from all allies as well, and then she regenerates a little bit of energy anytime a target takes damage from her own shock. Not even that big. They barely do
Yeah,
anything.
you can barely notice it.
Yeah, exactly. The thing that I noticed the most, honestly, is the energy. I can't quite two-turn ultimate, but it's close.
Just put that energy rope on her.
God, no, I would never do that.
Unlimited ult works.
Usually one of the ads or something like that dies by the time she's about to hit the, like where you're at right now-ish. It'll give some energy.
Good old
They
Huehue.
don't look happy to see us.
You should use Locha.
make a wish. Does that hurt?
Still would have died.
I don't think you would have.
Eternal. Oh.
Stand still.
Every petal, all will be swept away by the wind.
S4. I thought I had an S5. I don't think I've superimposed it yet.
Superimposed what?
Superimposed the 5th version.
Oh no.
And I don't think I superimposed
Oh no.
that either.
I like this music.
That's good.
Thanks. You're too good to me.
Have you done the so for new stuff? Well, maybe not new. Have you done any of the
Time to say
2.1 event stuff?
I've like touched the like anniversary event where you move along the board. I can show that afterwards, but I haven't really like gone into it too much.
So it's pretty clear from playing it that Hoyo literally is just ripping off Judgment because it's literally the exact same thing as the virtual dice game.
You love the virtual dice game.
Do I? I don't think I like being shot in the virtual dice game.
There's so much
That deals a lot of damage. But I found it enjoyable. Like the music was kind of, you know. So I'm enjoying it so far. That was the only thing that I've done, to be honest.
I don't think there are any other events.
But I played it a lot today.
good times. Never time to say goodbye.
I think the goal you're supposed to hit is 6.4 million Trailblazer funds or whatever it's called. So I think I'm not quite 10. I'm around 10% of the way through that. So I think I hit
Survive breathing.
640,000 or something like that. But it's fun. I appreciate that they're leaning into the memes, which is nice. I'm very interested to see as you're playing through it. You're offered some choice selection points for each of the various worlds. Essentially, it's just like the dice game in Judgment, where you're on a board, you roll a die, and the die roll determines how far forward you move. And obviously, your goal is to get to the end with the limited number of dice that you have. But as you get to the end of the board, you start out on the space station. Once you get to the end, it teleports you to Bellabog. Once you get to the end of the board on Bellabog, it takes you to the Lafu. Once you get done there, I assume it takes you to Pitacone. But as you're doing this, there are tiles you can land on where give you choices. Sorry, you get choices as you go to the next world. But it's like a what would you do out of these two things type thing. Like one of them on Bellabog is you've been dispatched by Japard to take some emergency supplies to the soldiers stationed out on the front. But as you're like on your way out there, you find a group of smugglers that are on the brink of death, and they ask you for help. What do you do?
Good times.
So what do you do, Treevoid?
You abandon the smugglers.
Wow!
They're
Treevoid
smugglers!
Treevoid is in the minority of people on this one.
You look stupid.
It shows you it's Dream God Alfie. It shows you the stats on how many people chose which of the two options that are available. And as you go, once you hit the end of the game, it tells you which one of the Trailblazers your actions are most similar to, which I think is kind of neat. Also, you get to buy up land, so it's kind of similar to Monopoly.
Yeah, kind of. The land is just passive income. It's like being a landlord, I guess.
Stand still.
Yep.
Here we go, phase 2.
Which one is that?
This is when he kidnaps the people who do 2 actions.
No, not that. Alfie is asking about a range Schwarzer character.
Waiting means
I don't think this is a real Alfie. Should I get Huapo kidnapped and then just dot the shit out of it? Yeah, let's try that.
Swept away by the wind.
It was random.
It's the first 2 characters who act. That's why he gives you all the ultimates. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna let him kidnap.
Oh God, I see what you're doing now. Oh, Treevoid.
Relax.
Yeah, but then I'm just gonna free them immediately.
Yeah, where's the force gauge?
The force gauge is under the enemy's pods that they just kidnapped by people.
Memories are ever changing. Beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Yeah, see, I just freaked them.
Every
Easy
petal
game.
all will be swept away by the wind.
Are you looking forward to tomorrow, Alfie?
What's happening tomorrow? Is there a new?
It's Yakuza tomorrow.
Oh, I see. Alfie doesn't show up. Isn't on that. I mean, if you want to, you can be.
For the watch along? Gasp.
He wasn't there last time.
The warmth of life.
I mean, maybe he'll stop abandoning us next time.
I think he's forsaken.
Stand still.
Also, without like jinxing anything, I just want to point out
All will be swept away.
I haven't had any internet problems all goddamn day.
Provide breathing.
It's good.
I was trying to play Destiny with Sephi and Alfie the other day,
Time to
and
say
holy shit, my internet, it would not stay connected for more than like 2 minutes at a time.
Let's go, sustainless. Who needs a sustain?
Some value, I suppose.
Oh, we're gonna have a sustained character as the boss has no HP left.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh, look at that! He just gave me the kill.
Every petal.
Oh my god.
Memories are beneath the water lies an endless abyss.
Good times. No time to say bye. Boom.
Easy. First try.
Did they actually? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've played or thought about Defo. Did they actually put the orbs in?
They put it in Rishinryu, which we never got in GL.
Yeah, that thing, Rishinryu.
Yep, they put arms in it.
I was like, what was it called again? Like the difficulty level. I was like, it was the thing after Lufenia plus. I couldn't think of what it was called.
Have you read the
Oh
novel
yeah,
about
let me show the event here. Cosmodicin. Did I get new dice for today? Play. I don't have new dice. Yeah, so this is the game. Basically, you move along the board with dice rolls. You get a certain amount of dice per day. I don't have any dice today. And then you land on property, and each property, or you land on squares, and each square is a different event. It's just like a little mini game. It's not very exciting, but it's fine. They give you decent rewards throughout it, so that's about it.
It scrolls over to the right?
Yeah, it's just credits.
I thought that it was just like it had been really scrunched up and truncated. I didn't know that you could scroll. Holy shit, that changes everything.
Then there's the 20 pulls that we get.
Hell yeah.
I don't know
Hey, look,
where
there's
the,
Welt
where
and
the 10
Himiko.
pulls are.
What are you talking about?
Because we were supposed to get 30 pulls.
Oh, it's in the, I guess, second half or whatever?
Yeah, probably.
They're mailing us
1600 Jade.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's the character that you just pulled 15 copies of.
Fuck you, Don Hun.
Hey, you were the Don Hug guy.
Yeah, for a good while there. And I don't mind Don Hung as a DPS. I think he's better than people give him credit for. But at the same time, I don't need any more copies of him.
Damn.
He's been E6 for a long, long time.
Look at that Node 2. Perfect 30,000.
Oh, right there.
Have you
I was
done
like, how do you see that?
Have you done the Pure Fiction?
Yes.
What do you think of this one?
I would say that I thought it was fine, but the thing about Pure Fiction, even more, at least this one, more than Memory of Chaos. If you have the right character, it's super easy. Like, you don't even have to have the character they want you to have featured. Go to the blessings, if you would. So, you can say, oh, character's follow-ups deal more damage, or a character can hit an enemy with a follow-up and everybody gets moved forward. Or, your ultimate damage can be considered a follow-up attack. Right?
Yeah.
And when you do enough follow-up attack damage, you do damage to all the enemies. So I played this with Ting-Yun and Argenti. So it was super, super, super easy.
But they're not physical weak.
It doesn't matter.
That's impossible.
All I have to do is spam my ultimate,
You gotta be on element.
which he does a lot. Let me look at my Pure Fiction progress. Let's take a look. So my score for the first node was lower than yours. I got a 28.8 because I was trying to use Topaz and Himiko against the deer, and it was not going very well. But on the second half, I got 36, so I more than made up for it.
Oh,
So my overall score was 64, 911.
9/11.
Yeah.
Here, let's.
And then I did it again just for funsies with Team Kafka and just destroyed them. Kafka's too strong. She's too powerful.
Okay,
Wait,
and then
why is Harmony available? What?
What?
Why can we access the Harmony node early? There's no Pinaconi Harmony characters that are on banner. Crazy talk.
They're telling you to build Sparkle.
I already did.
Build her more. Let's steal all that gear I took off Jingyuan and put it back on who it should be on.
I actually do need to go to the fire domain though, which I don't know where it is.
Alright, I did not take his chest piece.
And
I did not
new
take the-
fire domain HSR.
And I need my orb or my rope back.
Characters.
Yeah, that's a pretty good ratio on Topaz. I need so much more crit rate.
Doctor ratio?
On my doctor ratio though. It's very annoying.
Let's see here. Combat question mark? Raging Heart.
I guess I could put him on
No.
that new set because he's always going to be with Topaz. That would give him some bit more crit rate.
Where's the thing that I need for leveling him up? Maybe it is this thing.
Target ahead.
Watch this.
Stagnant Shadow Dewlight Pavilion. Where is the Dewlight Pavilion?
We're in trouble now. 1,000 wonders to raise your spirits.
Tingyun, why did you want to give energy to Honkai?
Fight is fun. You're spiffy.
Oh yeah, Sparkle also
want to
great
protect everyone
for
too.
Clara because she's a follow-up unit.
Protect me. I'll never forget you. Oh,
Yeah, time to die. Follow-ups.
Oh, the next area.
Follow-up
Okay, I have to
again.
progress through the story. Okay, I get it.
I'm okay.
I get it.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me what's your turn.
Can't believe you're making our viewers listen to these English voices.
If they want Japanese voices, either wait until you stream or when Cell streams, because Cell also uses the Japanese voices.
Base.
And I was like, oh no, you're like, oh yeah.
Let's play.
Okay, well, the double proc of the thing when you have a unit who follow-ups all the time is it's a little bit bonkers.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me what's your turn.
She needs help. Yeah, it is bonkers, so.
That's pretty zany.
Look, I'm already on the deer. I still got like my whole third turn left.
I'll go easy this time.
And now I've got Hue here to stop Clara from getting confused, because that's why she died last round.
I'll never forget you.
Okay, you gotta do some attacks. Come on.
I'll never forget you.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Help me, Mr. Swarog.
Why are you a hater?
For that.
This is
I was
peak
born that
Clara
way.
Gaming.
Oh my god. I just don't like listening to her voice.
The answer.
These are like the good old Defo counter tank days. You know, just spam counters.
If only Defo had stats you could actually build, like crit damage
Let's play for a while.
and crit rate.
Defo had her back then.
Yeah, but you didn't build stats. Attack 108 and whatever your C50 passive was for most characters.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
That's very boring.
Oh no! Oh no! Everyone's outraged.
But just imagine if the game had been just slightly deeper, and it was like, oh man, whenever you're playing Leo, your extra damage numbers, when he has his buff up, they can crit.
You're spiffy. Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Heal her, by the way.
I'll never forget you. I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr.
How many friggin' plants are there? This deer is never dying.
They spawn infinitely.
Thousand wonders to raise your finest fun. I'll go easy this time. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, exactly. This deer came from when Barrett saved the planet too well.
Protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
You're doing this for the planet, right? I refuse to play the new one. How are you gonna put Sid in the game but not make him playable? This is bullshit.
Yeah, where's the next one?
I'm not gonna do that.
Aw, damn, I was so close. Oh well.
I
I
wonder
was
what
literally one hit off.
For the theater of
Sound lingers.
Okay, here we
Which
go.
is a shame.
Doctor Ratio in pure fiction.
It's a shame because Rebirth has a big chunk of the game that's really fun. Like I would be very interested to see their rendition of Cosmo Canyon or the events of Nibelheim in the present.
It's very different.
Like, do they still try and gaslight you into thinking, man, we've never heard of you before. I don't know what you're talking. That has never happened. Stop being weird. You're scaring all the people that live here.
Kind of. It's less sort of like as explicitly gaslighting.
Which is less. It's less fun.
A quick divination.
I hate these stupid robots that shield themselves.
Why'd you even attack it?
It had no.
Yeah, but the option to break the other one was available.
Yeah.
Liquidation. I see through you.
You should. Yeah.
There are many times where it just falls off. I agree with no.
asking questions.
They should make it more transparent.
And if it's transparent, you wouldn't be able to see it at all.
They should make it more apparent. But it's gonna fall off.
Yes, knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Thanks, Ruby.
Now you don't get your follow-ups.
0 points.
You get one.
Yeah, but you don't get your follow-ups now. What a shit character. Obviously useless.
Eternal.
Oh, perfect. It's on the trotter. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted.
Your answers?
Great.
Test. Free.
Last week. Oh,
Some value, I suppose.
I hate that. When there's just some stragglers left. Get him, Numby.
Easy, Numby.
Answer me. 0 points.
Oh yeah, this thing was weird. I don't know how I feel about these like gimmick bosses like Cirrus.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Kind of like a boss that I just fight, not a boss
Market is
that like
unpredictable.
boss.
Investing in victory means
No.
playing the long game.
So you're saying you like your bosses easy and dumb?
Yeah, damn, look at that, easy. Oh, I crushed my pass record. Damn. Oh, if only I had Clara.
Enjoying yourself.
I wish I had 2 Claras.
Enjoying yourself.
Is that too much to ask for?
Yes.
Time to suffer. Enjoying yourself.
Like actually, when are we going to get another counter unit? Why is Clara the only one in the game like that?
Enjoying yourself.
Hopefully never.
It is very weird.
Let the valuation begin. Confiscated.
Maybe they learned their lesson from last time.
From the standard
Market
menu
is
character?
unpredictable.
Yeah.
Investing in victory means playing the long game.
Yeah, I also think it's really weird that like she's a standard menu character and she's completely unique in her playstyle.
I'm asking questions. Test. Free. SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, measure of truth and falsehood.
Yay!
Existence
No
is
follow-up.
every petal.
All will be swept away
Yeah,
by the
maybe I
wind.
should have put Clara on this side and Topaz and Nubbia on the other one. Although they would have no way to get rid of the. Oh, see, look, the Topaz there. Rishwan's field went down.
Go Nubbie.
It's too hard. It's too hard to manage.
Is it?
It should blink like more noticeably. It's too subtle.
It's not subtle at all.
Enjoying yourself.
Listen, Nalth agrees with me. We need to fix
Yes.
Fu Xuan.
But it is possible for him to be wrong. Because it's not subtle at all.
There, look at that. Smoked it.
Oh my god.
Well,
It's too subtle.
that was the new simulated universe mode. That was the new. That was the latest pure fiction, and both Memory of Chaos floor 12s. We talked about Acheron. We talked about Black Swan and Sparkle. So I think we've covered sort of everything, you know, with the exception of the story of 2.0 and 2.1. But as I haven't experienced 2.1 and you haven't experienced 2.0,
Know how to fix a sauce
I don't
Quite
think
a
we should
story.
touch on that yet.
I don't trust Firefly.
She sus.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you get the phone background thing already?
What phone background thing?
The Pinacone one. Isn't that the anniversary thing?
No, this is from the Clocky statue.
Oh, I haven't finished my Clocky statue,
Yeah.
obviously. I think I'm at rank 8
I
or 6.
think it went
One of those
up.
two.
I think they increased
One
it. Let me see.
hexachromatic position is always
How much Treevoid loves his
Nope,
trees?
they did not. Okay, yeah. So, still statue level 20 is when you get it.
It says, please continue the Trailblaze mission to raise this statue's
Okay,
max
so
level."
they did do it, but I just haven't unlocked it yet. Yeah, and then I can't go there yet because that would progress the story, and that would be spoilers. So, oh yeah, what do you think of Dreamwalk?
It's fine.
I strongly dislike it.
I think it has room for improvement. Like, the actual puzzle element of it, if that's what you mean, is not great. Like, it's too simple, it's too easy.
Yeah.
The sensation of the world moving around me like that, pretty cool. I don't know.
I think I disliked it because there's random mob fights, and I'm like trying to do a puzzle, and then the mob will show up, and I'm like, I just want to do the puzzle.
I mean, it's not really a puzzle. It's, hey, I'm walking around. That's it. You're just walking around.
But
And occasionally you have to walk on the walls or the ceiling, and then the enemies will spawn up there. But at the same time, it's also super easy to avoid them.
yeah, it's just annoying. Like,
But also, I don't know about you, but I desperately need the materials, so I kill them anyway.
oh yeah, I didn't have enough materials for Acheron, so I had to
Before you do that,
transmute other materials from the other resources.
how's your Acheron looking?
Let me just do this. Super. Oh, I have a lot. There we go. There's an extra like 2% energy. Acheron. She's okay. Like, I could definitely work, on this.
Looks very similar to mine.
Yeah. But
Where
the
I
ultimate
didn't
is
have-
the main thing. So
I didn't have enough of the Tracks of Destiny to finish off her things. Yeah, those-
man, I don't understand how people run out of tracks of Destiny. Like,
I level all of my characters up to level 8 for their talents, like at base, and then characters that I really like, I level their stuff up to 10.
do you level up the basic attack?
Yeah,
Why?
like Kafka is completely maxed out. Everything. Her basic attack is level 6,
The
even though
only-
I'm never going to use it.
The only character aside from like Daniel or Blade whose basic attack I've leveled is Topaz, because you have a reason to use her basic attack. But like, and Black Swans, because Black Swan's basic attack is actually pretty good.
Like
But like Rowan
every
May, I ain't
trace
touching her
on
her
every
thing.
character.
Yeah, that's
Like what? Where's that defense on Renmei?
Rowan May doesn't die.
Yeah, but she could have more defense. See, her other two things aren't maxed out.
Yeah,
Like, that's 2 Tracks of Destiny right
the
there.
Tracks of Destiny is not the reason why I'm not maxing it out. I don't want to farm 28 of these for.
I mean, also that's 2
for
Tracks
a
of Destiny gone.
weakness break.
And if you look at that across multiple characters, it eats up your tracks really quickly. Like really quickly.
Well,
And they did add them to the
I was about to say.
the shop, the whichever one it is. It's the one that you can buy the light cones with, the standard light cones.
Yeah.
But it costs 50,
Yeah.
which is quite a lot.
Well, if you're limited on it, then
I mean, I guess you could look at it as, well, this is 2.5 single pulls, but it is definitely quite a lot. Like, if you don't have enough to get a light cone, Which, I suppose, it's not like you're really going to be buying a bunch of them anyway. But you could. I don't know why you would. But you could.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I am not going to keep that one.
Is this going to be the new Serval set? 2-piece of this and 2-piece Thief?
A Serval break effect?
Mm-hmm.
This is what my Luca is running. When we get a physical weak fight, I'll showcase my break effect Luca. He's running 2-piece, just needs to be leveled.
This is thingy. What are his stats looking like?
Well, all his gear is not leveled, so it's
Yeah, but what does it look like?
Yeah.
Still have 106. That's pretty decent.
I mean, it's being inflated by the extra free 36% or 32% plus 40%. So,
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, but that's my next project, my break effect Luca. Once I also...
You're not gonna build Sampo?
I have Sampo built. I was using him until Black Swan came out.
He doesn't even have a light cone.
Because Black Swan took it.
Yeah, see, he doesn't even have a light cone. This is trash.
And then Misha. I didn't get to showcase Misha. Maybe next time. What was I going to do? Oh, right. I guess I can... Oh, I'm also out of EXP books. So, I'll farm for Gallagher, but I can't build him.
Plus, coming soon, we have the triple drops for Simulated Universe and the Calyxes, which I really hope. It would be so nice. I know that they won't, but it would be super cool if they would not limit the drops for that.
Yeah, they will. They will definitely limit those drops.
But can you imagine if they didn't? Because the limiting factor there would be how much fuel do you have?
Yeah, exactly. I have a lot of fuel.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much fuel you can spend on getting trace materials and this and that. Like, I think that would be nice. There's no real I think I you said or you know.
Maybe next stream I'll be able to showcase break effect Gallagher. As soon as we get a firewood fight.
Stream maybe once you get the 5 pieces.
Is that for Chiori cell?
Even more.
Does Chiori even use 4 beast husk? Didn't she use golden tree? I guess husk is like maybe a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I weep for the departed.
You're going for C6 Ito? Let's go. Oh.
Chiori. No, not...
Yeah, C6 Ito. That's what I said.
Ready for another?
For real? It's one of the few reasons that I can stand the English Genshin. I really like Max Middleman. It's Ito. He's such a Ryuji. Oh my goodness.
Ready for another?
Still waters of oblivion.
Together as one. Human creations.
Heal us.
Time for a bow.
It's Itover.
This is double speed.
I weep for the departed.
Yeah, from the character artwork, he looks really cool. I'm hoping his gameplay kind of matches that. So we'll see.
He gives male Aquino vibes.
In terms of aesthetic, yeah, I have 55 fuel.
He looks like he's jumping off of a building as well. Which,
I never.
okay,
felt
that's
I
kind
need
of
to use
cool.
my fuel.
I used
Ready for
I
another?
think I used 2 or 3 over the past couple of days for finishing up the last little bits of stuff
I weep for the departed.
because I was getting impatient.
It too shall fall.
But I haven't been farming relics in quite a while, which is why they stack up.
That's all I've been farming because I hate not having relic EXP.
Ready for another?
Still waters of
And
oblivion.
yeah, that's the thing that Star Rail is infinitely
Devil
better than Genshin. Is that you can just melt everything into relic EXP.
It too shall fall.
I still do my simulated universe every week, and I just turn that into my EXP. But I haven't been like farming for relics or really leveling them at all. Outside of just putting stuff together for Sparkle. And a very copium set for Black Swan. Like, assuming that we get a patch at some point where
Still waters.
I'm not really all that interested in whatever character's coming out. That'll be kind of my catch-up patch,
Is that
which
next
I have not
patch?
had one in a while.
Destined for oblivion.
Is it next patch? I don't know.
Devil speed?
Depends on what the new characters do.
I weep for the departed.
Like, Boot Hill does look pretty cool.
It too shall fall.
I'm not a big Robin fan, but she's barely been in the story, so whatever. Have they announced the third character yet?
There is no third character.
Oh, it's just those two?
I weep
It's
for the
just
departed.
those two. There is no 4-star in 2.2.
Gas!
Time for a buzz.
I very much like to hit the point where it's, hey, here's one new character.
Yep. We sure would like that.
That would be cool. Please give it to me.
Still waters of oblivion.
Yeah.
I weep for the departed.
I would like to pull Boot Hill just because he's a guy. But he's Hunt, so I'm worried. I'm not crazy about Hunt.
I'm very curious to see if, now that he's actually in the game as an enemy, if we'll be seeing Sam soon.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be a Cocolia situation.
I
I
mean,
hope not.
of the other 4 Stellaron hunters, 3 of them are already playable.
Yeah.
So it seems not unreasonable to assume that
Yeah, I
Sam
definitely
will
think
be.
he will.
I don't know if we're going to get Elio as playable, but also
cat.
there's a lot of theories on the internet. One of the big ones is the fan theory that the Trailblazer is Elio, and that's why you have a script that Kafka's working off of. Like, it's all, written down or whatever.
Yeah.
And the idea is the Trailblazer, lost their memory or whatever. I don't know. You get the idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. This is the new. This is Lost Judgment Indo.
Yeah, we already played the dice game,
Yeah.
so unfortunately you missed that part.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Indo, we're going to be finishing Yakuza 3 and starting Yakuza 4.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've sort of covered everything.
Say this is actually a pretty good point to call the stream
Yeah.
because we've gone over a fair amount of
I think we've gone
stuff.
over everything, really.
Yeah. Not quite as much as I would like, but I think we'll have to address it next time when, if we're able to rope Cell or Nalth into joining us,
Yeah.
so that someone can talk some sense into Treevoid.
About what?
Everything.
Uh-huh. I thought we
Mostly
agreed on basically everything this stream.
Mostly Gallagher.
What about Gallagher? I said nothing bad
Can't
about him.
believe you didn't build him
I
already.
was literally farming his
Can't
boss man.
believe you didn't build him already.
I just need to progress through the 2.1 story so I can unlock the preservation trace nodes so I can do that. So I can pre-farm for him.
that too.
Okay, but thanks for hanging out, everyone.
Yeah. As always, don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe.
Yeah,
And hit the bell for notifications.
we'll see you guys tomorrow for the end of Yakuza 3. And we're going to save that orphanage, maybe, I hope.
Yeah, especially after that guy got hit in a fucking base of his skull
And didn't
with a
die.
sledgehammer and didn't die. This is bullshit.
And then, and then we'll start Yakuza 4. And just like 3, I have no idea what the plot of 4 is about. So, we'll see. So, we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.